Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Telling Tales. Here we tell atmospheric stories together through the medium of tabletop role-playing games. It's Monday night, so we're playing Vaesen, Mythic Britain and Ireland, recent Emmy Award winner. It's fun. We're having a fun time. Before we start, promo stuff. So below the stream are links to our YouTube if you're watching on Twitch, Twitch if you're watching on YouTube, our social media, our Discord, which you should join and come and chat with us, and other people who are involved in the channel, watch things on the channel, and also our Patreon. So if you enjoy what we do, you can support us there. Other things that happen on the channel, Wednesday nights, Simba Room. Thursday night, I think this week, is the finale of The Big Wet, maybe. And then next Thursday is the Cincinnati Chronicles, I think. Come join us on the Discord and you'll get up-to-date information on when these things are happening. Not the finale of The Big Wet, but The Big Wet. We do different one-shots on weekend days every month as well. Again, join the Discord to get the up-to-date info on when that is happening next, when we have it. Cool. Let's recap the game so far. Can we bring on Inga, please, who plays Constance? Hey, Inga.
Hiya. Yes, this is Constance. She is a nun in this world, which is a sort of folk horror sort of world where certain people have the sight, which means they can see these otherwise hidden creatures called Vaesen. And we are all, as characters, people who have the sight and have been brought together into the Apollonian Society at Rose House in London. So we kind of started off originally with a sort of successful trial run of sorts, dealing with a murderous redcap up north somewhere. I can't remember the town's name now. Off the top of my head, and have then since kind of worked together to resolve a few other kind of Vaesen situations as part of the society. So we've dealt with some pixies in Bodmin and befriended a local contact there, Lady Esme Spence, who we're still sort of in touch with. We exploded with dynamite a sea serpent that got trapped in the Thames in London. And we've helped a woman named Gladys Pugh deal with a nasty little spurtus. And she's now with Lady Esme back in Bodmin to kind of hopefully keep that thing at bay. But more recently, we have found that the leaders of our chapter, Eleanor and Rupert, have gone missing at sea on a sort of ship that's got lost at sea. So we are currently waiting for sort of help to arrive from the HQ of the society from Sweden. And so while we're waiting for that, we've been following actually quite a few other threads, still quite a lot going on. So Hux has got a friend, Shorty, who's been falsely kind of like, he's been framed for arms smuggling. He's been trying to help him out. We've very recently identified that there's some sort of connection to the New Forest in all of our kind of backstories and kind of histories, all of our characters' kind of pasts, which is all kind of related to all of our first experiences with Vaesen. And we've also just discovered the identity of the werewolf that has been stalking Henry Bonneville. And he came and asked us for help so that he doesn't end up killing Henry. And was keen for us to help him and kind of keep him out of harm's way by some means. But we maybe left him unattended a little bit too long. And he, while he was kind of away packing up his things so he could like leave London with us, sort of maybe transformed back into a wolf and attacked Jerry, the dock master to whom he owed money. And that is where we left off, finding Jerry talking about being attacked by a wolf.
Great, thank you. Let's bring on Sam, who plays Hux.
Hello.
Hey, Sam. Tell us a little about Hux.
Yeah, so Hux is a little bit of a scoundrel. I think the class is actually called scoundrel, is that right? Vagabond, that's the archetype. Close enough. He's kind of a bit of an older guy. He's traveled around all over the place. He's not used to the finer things in life. So this whole shift into being a member of a society and having a posh house to live in and doing proper jobs has been kind of strange for him. But he's certainly not, he's quite enjoying himself. Feels like he's doing some decent stuff and helping out. And yeah, the group seems decent enough. So And yeah, I missed last session. I was just going to ask about because you found out some stuff about a location that this werewolf was from, or that was where he thought he'd been turned into a werewolf, correct? And that location turned out to be kind of like connected to all of our characters. So I was just going to ask, since I wasn't there, is that true for Hux as well?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, Hux would not have revealed very much, but he would have kind of just acknowledged to the rest of the characters that he has some past there from a long time ago. And that's all he says of it, and doesn't want to elaborate further.
Cool. Thank you. I don't know who I said was coming on next. So let's bring on someone. If somebody has the list, bring that person on. Hey,
Hi,
John.
it was me.
And then Steve, and then Justin, right?
Yes.
Is that right? That was what I thought, but I doubted myself. Hi, John. You
Hi,
play
Jonny.
B. Can you tell us about B, please?
Yes. B is a hunter who, until recently, lived in a cottage in a forest, not in the New Forest, in an unspecified forest, because I'm not good at geography or backstories. Lived there with her 5-year-old son, Adam, and is now having to live in London because all of the things are happening in London, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. And now there's a werewolf loose. So she's probably going to have to track it, and it's the middle of a city, and this isn't really her usual territory. So
But she'll give it her best shot, I'm sure.
she'll give it her best try, and she now has a faithful 4-legged companion to help with those roles, which means I'm going to do terribly because that's how this game works.
Yep. Great. Thank you. Let's bring on Steve, who plays Henry Bonneville. Hey, Steve.
Hi there. Yeah. So Henry last session was thinking that we were sort of reaching some sort of nice, orderly, planned conclusion that we were finally going to be able to deal with this problem in a calm and considered manner. Having got the werewolf's full name, and made all sorts of plans for all sorts of things, and of course all of that went out of the window. So back on the back foot again, revolver with silver bullets in hand. Oh yes, and I have also used 5 XP to boost my agility score, just on the off chance that that might be helpful in this sort of scenario for whatever reason.
Can't imagine.
I think a few of us have been upgrading our physique scores before this session, haven't we, for no particular reason.
Finally, let's bring on Justin, please, who plays Gale Moslem Forsmark. Hey, Justin.
Hoi hoi. How's it
Quick
going?
recap on Gale, please.
Gale, he's recently come into some money because he's this middle class writer. Maybe her aunt's just died. Unclear if related to plot. Unclear if demonstrates the answer that there has indeed been deaths of people on a ship. Unclear. All unclear. So yeah, very unclear. Mosling. Full stop. End of sentence.
Thank you. So, yes, the very end of last session was that you had gone to get, you had realised that it had been longer than expected for Jeffrey to come back to you. You had gone to check his house and found Jerry, the dockmaster, who Jeffrey owes some money to for lodging of his boat, sort of sprawled on the floor. And he said, "What's a bloody wolf doing here?" And that's where we ended.
Rush over to try and help with wounds, see how he's looking and all of
that. He's sort of dusted from the floor and, scuffed hands. It doesn't look like he's been attacked in a sort of claws and teeth sense. This looks like potentially he's got in the way of a moving object.
Phew, my medicine scores not so high.
Then to you, he definitely doesn't look injured.
I give Rosie the order to track.
I guess I'll ask Jerry what happened. What, just this second?
Yeah, a minute ago. It went down that way, and he points sort of the other end of the street to where you've come in.
And you
and he
just
goes,
knocked on the door and it came out?
And where's Milner? I think I might have hit my head. I was talking to Milner, and then we agreed he was going to pay me and a bit extra, and then I turned around to leave. This bloody wolf.
We should check whether he's all right. Is his lodgings open? Can we go in and check?
The door's literally
Yeah.
open. Yeah.
I'll maybe point to probably B, but also Henry. We need to find that thing, and sort of
I think
pointing
B was already
direction, I
heading
guess.
off, but
Yeah.
I will be trying to get down the alleyway in the direction that he indicated the wolf has gone as quick as possible.
Okay, so are you semi-splitting off for a moment while Constance does the
I'm
crowd,
really torn.
I don't think
crowd
Hux
control almost.
talks about it knowing Hux. So unless someone stops me.
I think B is also kind of just going off because she doesn't want a werewolf going around
Exactly.
attacking everyone in London.
That was the thinking, so dashing off in that direction, no conversation.
Does Mosling look like he's pausing here?
I can pause.
Well,
I think one of
if
them
you
will
are
be.
Also pausing,
then I
but
might-
very
but
aware
you
the
don't have
last
to.
choice that you've had in this conversation. Oh, if only B. Henry or Hux was still around. Mosling, you'll do.
No. I was thinking is that if it looks like someone's staying, then I think Constance would say, torn, sort of like, can you search for anything that might be helpful? But if not, if you're also rushing off, then I think Constance will just like pause for a second before also following suit. I think at the end of the day,
I'm
Constance
happy
is-
to nod an affirmative to that before I first set about making sure that this person on the floor has not been too badly injured. But yeah, you can go.
I'm sorry, they might need me for the.
Mosling's
I'm not-
waving.
Oh.
He doesn't mind.
Oh, yeah, I'll follow the guys.
Taking one for the team by not being near the ferocious wolf.
If Mosling has to not
Hard
run
life.
somewhere, he always will choose
It's
not
fair.
running
It's fair.
somewhere.
I mean,
And that's-
personally,
you'll see that in all the episodes.
Mosling's going to find a diary that says like, "Oh, I wish I told them my real name was," or something.
My mother used to call me. Anyway,
Birth certificate was something completely different. Yeah. Got Jeffrey
would
spelled wrong.
Jonny, would you want me to roll, or would knowledge 2 in medicine be enough to check that this guy's not too badly hurt? Yeah, good. I'm taking the fact that you're muted, that you're saying yes, and you find loads of interesting things, and 10 XP.
I don't need you to roll. It's fine. He's
Sure.
very clearly not injured, aside from maybe he'll have a bruised knee tomorrow, and he's scuffed his hands, but he's not. Yeah, there's certainly nothing severe, and you do think he's maybe bumped his head a little bit, but he's not concussed or anything like that.
I'd head home if there's a wolf on the streets. It could be dangerous, so maybe go straight back.
Yeah, maybe back to the docks, and then there's plenty of plenty
You've
of
been busy today.
tough
Take it
blokes around,
easy.
and
Well, all right. Well, each their own, and I kind of just walk into the house.
but yeah,
and
he
close the door
starts
behind me.
wandering off. Yeah.
Right.
Do you want to make an investigate roll for me?
I think
Oh,
I
Gale.
might, given that surely investigate is the key role of all of Vaesen, but we never seem to roll it that often. Right then. Well, 2 6s, 2 successes out of 6 dice. So
Okay. Yeah.
That's good.
Good
that
odds.
that stacks. So you looking around the house, you know, the story that he had told to you is that he had essentially, I think you were there, weren't you, for the sort of spilling of the story to Henry?
I'm sure Henry would have caught me up on it. I think we
Yeah.
talked about me being caught up on it.
Yeah, so that basically he had sort of followed Henry, which, you know, implies that he hasn't been in London for very long. That the house is not a home, as it were. So in fact, there is still a sort of luggage case on the floor, which is open, which has some clothes in and stuff like that. So, which you would guess is not he's packing to leave. It's like the stuff that is, there's bits sort of half pulled out of it where he's pulled something else out, and it's you know.
I will shamelessly go through everything.
Yeah, you find a couple of letters that are addressed to him by the name that he has given you, so you don't think that that's a lie either. Basically,
anything
everything
salacious?
No, just sort of, you know, a letter from his landlord confirming the terms of his rent and that kind of thing, but also something from a previous place, just with name.
Not the New Forest, is it?
No. The Shack, the New Forest. Basically everything that you find seems to back up what he has told you. So you think that his intentions were good coming to you, essentially. But nothing of any further interest to you.
I'm going to take.
Hang on. You got 2 successes. So you find a sort of, you know, the books that have sort of a locked catch.
Yes, a clasp.
Yes, but with a lock specifically. But it is locked. Do you want to?
Was that an agility roll or a stealth roll?
It's stealth, I think, for lockpicking, isn't it?
Then I shall give it a go with 5 dice.
You feel like a book. You could maybe try force, could you? If it's just, you could probably force a class.
I get 1 success.
Okay, I'm fine with that. Because it's, you know, it's not a.
Yeah, it's
level
not
10
Fort
padlock,
Knox.
it's
But it's somewhere above Paper Chase's My First Locked Diary.
Yeah, but it is essentially kind of put something in. You don't need to find grooves. It's like a turn mechanism, you know. So what you find here is essentially a list of notes that he has made on his sort of research into his condition. And what you find that is probably of the most immediate interest is that he seems to believe that the name thing only works in the light of a full moon.
Interesting.
So
well,
let's cut back over to the rest
shows
of
what
the
he
group.
knows.
Love it.
John,
Good
could you
at
give me a tracking roll for B, please?
Yes, which I did just check, and is a vigilance.
While you're making that, I think probably immediately upon exiting the alleyway on the far end, I'll just kind of say to the group, presumably we're at least walking quick, I'll just say, it's worth noting that this wolf thing that he turned into, he didn't really hurt Jerry, I think, did he? Didn't look like it. Maybe he's still got some control.
Maybe he's just desperate to get out. 1 success.
Okay. You head sort of down. This is a residentially area, and a lot of the streets are similar to the one that Jeffrey lives down. So there's a lot of sort of winding down an alley and then down a thin street. But, you know, this is a reasonably sort of not well-off part of town on the edge of an industrial area. So eventually you come to the slightly open door of a warehouse, and Rosie is kind of pulling to go inside. You don't hear any sound from inside. It doesn't look like there's anything lit in there, from what you can tell through, the gap sort of this big on the door.
What time of day was it? Was it
Late afternoon?
okay? So it's still definitely light. Are there windows
Yes.
into the warehouse?
No.
Okay, so it's pretty dark.
I'm gonna look to the rest of the group and say we could go in and try shouting him down, but if it doesn't work, we're gonna be in a fight with a wolf.
Given
Or-
we've seen, go on.
We could check and see if there's any other exits and try and lock him in until he calms down.
Yeah, I was thinking he might have gone in here deliberately, thinking there's no one in. If he did have some control, to wait it out.
I agree. That sounds sensible. Can maybe even try shouting his name through the door. Who knows?
Better check round the sides of the building then, I guess.
I'll take a
This
look at this
door, this door in front of the slightly ajar that we were already by. Like, is there anything nearby, Jonny, that we could see to help? Like,
Yeah, that was what Hux was going to start doing.
Does it look like it kind of opens outwards? So, can we even barricade it shut?
Barricade it.
Yeah, it's an outwards opening door, yeah.
I'll be gathering things to barricade them. Not doing it just yet, though.
Right.
And I guess as I'm doing it before other folks leave, it's like, we better make sure he's in here before we do this, though.
Yeah, I was worried you were going to say that.
Rosie seems to be quite certain that there's something in here. I think worst case scenario, we can check after we've tried blocking this. If there's nobody in there, we can always pull it away. But rather than putting ourselves at risk, I think we should try and shut this up.
I guess we also need to double check that there's no one else in there, don't we?
Yes.
Stevie, is Henry running around the outside to check other exits?
I was going to, yes.
Okay, can you please make me an agility based roll?
Okay.
Like a running roll. So if you have that, did you take the sprinter or whatever it
I
was?
did take Sprinter, yes.
Yeah, so that can add on.
Okay. That's 8 dice
and-
rather than 6.
And Sam, could you just roll me a d6, please?
A D6, sure. I was also going to say, I think if I am starting to gather stuff at the door, I will poke my head in kind of, just to see if I can hear anything or see anything near the entranceway. But I will also roll a D6. I get a 3.
Okay.
Well, out of 8 dice, I got 3 successes.
Okay, that's pretty good. So it's a reasonably large warehouse, but Henry reappears probably faster than you all expect. We'll say a minute for you to have skirted around the edge. And there are some sort of like skylight windows kind of higher up, but there are no other doors. Without going in, you can't be certain that there isn't, like a platform that would allow an escape out of one of these windows, but it's then a drop to the floor if somebody did come out of that window.
Is there any way that, are there any light fire escapes or ways up to those windows externally, or is it?
No, that's what I'm saying. So it
Right.
would then literally be down to the floor from, almost like third story kind of
Oof,
height.
okay, right.
Steve, this is like the late 1800s. Fire escapes, really?
It's a parallel world. There might be, might have been really safety conscious.
Vaesen and fire escapes. It's well known as the plot lines for this world.
Okay, Sam, so you're sort of poking your head in.
Yeah, I'm just kind of listening and letting my eyes adjust for a moment without going in. Basically, I'm not moving anywhere inside.
Okay, can you make me a vigilance roll?
Sure. That's 5 dice. I get no successes. Oh, do I want to push? I think I'm going to save the push because I think I might need that.
Okay.
Can I just, whilst I might say a quiet little prayer to confer a blessing on Henry, which gives you +1 dice for something you next wanted.
Cool.
Very kind, thank you.
I'll be pulling my head out when presumably Henry gets back and just go, can't see or hear anything. Was there any other exit?
Well, no other exits apart from those windows. So, well, I suppose if he did come in here, this is the only way in or out. But I can't imagine that. Well, I'm not sure I'll enjoy the sensation of being cornered. We need to be careful.
Do you reckon we trust that he's here then, given the dog tracked it and all that?
B, is it worth doing a circuit of the building just to ensure there's no other?
I'm like holding the
Trial?
bar on the door, ready to close it up, basically.
I'm thinking we need to go in and make sure this place was empty when he walked in.
I think it's such a large building. He seems to be mostly interested in Mr. Bonneville. Hopefully, if there's somebody else in there, perhaps if we can block this in, but maybe make Henry's presence known, it's safely on this side. It'll distract him even if there is somebody else in there, or at least give us some time to figure that out.
I think Bonneville's presence would be making it more angry, though, wouldn't it? I don't know. Is that more
That's
emotion
what
for
we
the
should do
creature?
that once it's closed.
I'll say that if Gale is not going anywhere else and is planning on coming here, he probably arrives about now.
Don't suppose he brought those restraints. Wait, was it? Did we think to bring those? I don't know.
No. And I don't know how easy it would be to convince him to put them on.
I mean, do we know how much of a wolf it is? Are they even going to work on it? I guess we thought of that. If it's thrashing about.
So at the moment, the door is still slightly open. Is that the?
I'm basically looking at everyone like, should I close it or are we going in while we're having this conversation?
It's dark in there. It's unlikely to have workers in it.
Get ready to bar it. Give me a second. Just give me a second. I'm going to duck my head in. I'm going to shout, Jeffrey!
Can you make a vigilance roll, John, please?
Yes.
It was either you or me doing that.
Oh, I should have blessed B.
It's not a full moon tonight, is it, guys?
It shouldn't be. I
don't
also
think so,
realized
no.
I forgot I had Bloodhound, which is +2 vigilance when tracking prey.
Okay.
I'll talk about this this idea of the full moon as well.
2 successes.
Cool. You can hear this sort of heavy breathing, which kind of oscillates between the sound of, sort of a person after they've sprinted 100 meters and the growl of a creature.
I will shout, is there anyone else in here?
The sound just continues. If you had to guess, you would think it was veering more towards the beastly sounds, increasing in length and frequency.
Right. Lock the door.
I love the idea of you staying there a bit longer and going, "Oh no, I've tripped over." Beastly sounds getting more pained.
And I'm so tasty. Oh my god. Is there any way we can try to calm him down?
Unless one of you lot want to try and talk to him.
I don't know if you read anything. Do we even know how long this lasts normally?
No idea.
I would quite like to go and walk around the warehouse and see if there are any other exits that need to be secured.
Bonneville had a look already, but go ahead.
Oh, has he?
Mr. Bonneville, I know you weren't entirely confident in your ability on this, but you were practicing some wards on doors. I don't suppose you want to give that a go here for this door. And I might just try saying some simple prayers. I don't know if that'll help calm the beast. I certainly hope so, but it may be worth trying a proper ward as well.
That needed holy water and honey and other things, didn't it, Jonny?
Holy water, not honey.
We could go back and get any. We could rush back and grab anything we need.
The stuff that's pushed up against the door, you see rattle as something hits into the back of the door.
I'm pushing more stuff in the way and leaning on it, looking slightly worried at everyone. Also, I probably look around to go, no one else is going to show up here, are they? Are we? I realized I hadn't seen to see if it's busy, if anyone's watching us, etc.
There's nobody around, actually.
Okay. So if it stays that way.
If it looks like it starts to get busier, perhaps if the police station isn't too far, we might be able to have them cordon the area off if we need to. But otherwise, perhaps we can.
This is a bigger problem right now.
But perhaps we ought to. If somebody can run back and get those things you need for the ward.
And the restraints.
Who's the best runner?
Mr. Bonneville, I think maybe you ought to go. You're the one most in danger here as well. Get your worst case scenario. If this thing crashes out, you'll be in Rose's house and safe.
Sam, could you please make me?
Is it a forced roll time?
A force roll and add 3 dice because you rolled a 3 on that thing. So that's for your items that you've managed to find to push up against the door.
Okay, got it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Oh no.
8, 12.
Oh.
Jonny's smirking. That's obviously a good sign.
Okay, I got 2 successes.
Okay, yeah, I'm smirking at this system because I rolled 10 dice and got no 6s.
You feel it. I did roll 12
Werewolf
dice.
is contained by the might of Hux.
Having before the game, as you all know, rolled 10 dice and got 6 6s. So it's a good job I got that one out of the way before the game started.
Yeah, it is a good job. Yeah, feeling.
Obviously, if you were rolling before the session, then it couldn't have been for anything important. So,
feeling the wolf man pushing against the door on the far side of it with some force. Now I'll probably just look at anyone else who is still around. Presumably, one of those run off and just go like, "Help, please."
Yeah, I'll throw myself up against things too. Not that I'm sure it will help much. But...
I do worry slightly that if Bonneville's run off to get stuff,
maybe you turn around at this point. I don't know.
And the wolf gets out, then there's just going to be another chase across London where.
Yeah. Also, you are the one with the gun and the silver bullets. Maybe don't run that far away.
Too late.
Yeah, is this meta anyway? What's Bonneville's
not
choose to
too
do?
far from here, though, right? It's pretty much. It's like we were quite close. I think it's kind of across the bridge, but otherwise not too far. So
I mean, this is all Bonneville's judgment call at this point, anyway.
Rose has
it's under a mile. Yeah.
I will also throw myself against the door and also shout, "Jeffrey, calm down!" To no effect.
Oh, yeah. I guess I'll run back to Rose's house. Yeah.
Okay.
No, telling someone to calm down is the least effective way of calming them down.
Then
What do
you
you-
do it.
What do you want us to do? Yell at him to get angry?
I don't know. Do you have any? Does anyone have a gramophone? Or something like that. I don't know if I have gramophones yet, but you know what I mean. Maybe we could
There
get someone
are-
to sing a lullaby.
Maybe
I
you can
will
put them to
speak
sleep by
out
telling them about the roads.
as these guys are bickering. I will position. I'll throw myself up and I'll repeat the name Jeffrey Milner several times as part of this, but basically literally just be saying some prayers, like probably a little bit louder each time, just hoping something is getting through.
Okay.
Because everyone
There
finds
are-
that very calming, I'm sure.
There are 5 more impacts on the door, and then it stops.
Whew. I don't stop bracing against the door just in case.
Jeffrey? Is that you? Are you with us?
Can you all make vigilance rolls, please? Not Steve.
Wait, does that apply?
3 successes.
No successes.
No successes.
Okay. Sam, Hooks thinks he hears some kind of clattering noise. Justin, Gale definitely hears the sound of glass smashing around the other side of the warehouse.
I'll just say, what was that?
I think he's breaking a window around the back.
Immediately start running to the back
Shit.
upon hearing that.
What if he decides to come back this way?
I'm already around the corner. He's just thrown like a shoe at the back window, and now he's charging full pelt at the front door, which
Boss
only
looks
Gale
like,
is behind.
"Ooh!"
Yeah.
Has
run
Rosie
out.
reacted?
Good point.
Oh, Rosie's gone with me. Never mind. I'll stay where we were.
Okay, so B and Hooks are going around the back.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I'm taking Rosie with me.
Okay.
Oh God, the front!
Let's split the party more.
So you get round to the back, and B immediately notices that Rosie is essentially like she follows you round, and that's fine. But when you get to the back, so you find this broken glass on the floor outside, but she is still pulling at the warehouse. Can Justin or Inga make a force roll for me and add 2 dice for the other person helping?
Oh my god,
And
Muslim
nothing for
is
the
right.
barricade?
My force is 2 dice, just so.
Oh,
I
and
think,
and you add 3 as well.
Mine is a 1 plus
So
3 for physique.
well, you have. I have 0 plus 2 for physique, so I think this is on you. You can take my bonus
Wow.
die.
What was that? 2 bonus die?
Yeah, that would be my entire physique.
It was
You'll-
2 for Gale and 3 for the thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so total plus 5.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, okay, gotcha, right. 1 success out of 9 dice in the end.
Okay.
So 1
Push?
success. Oh, I could push. I'm gonna push.
Hang on.
do I-
Before you push, what happens is that you feel an impact against the door, and you feel the door give a little. So previously, when you've been holding it, you felt the impact, but the door hasn't opened at all. You've just kind of felt that. And this time, there's a shifting of about this much, an opening in the door. And that's it for now. So you didn't need to push. Didn't want you to waste the push.
I don't know.
That's very
Sounds like a
kind
push
of
wouldn't be
you.
wasted.
But yeah. Okay. It's He's still round here. Get back! I will shout, hoping that the others can hear me.
Can we?
Yes, you would be able to hear. However, do you go to head back round?
Yeah, if I hear that.
Okay. A moment after you set off, you hear basically something hit the floor behind you.
Turn around. What is it?
It's
Never look back.
So, yeah, never look at the thing that causes the fear
I
test.
have never learned my lesson, and I never will.
it's a werewolf. So you see this basically this figure that's sort of hunched to take the brunt of the impact, then rears up on its hind legs, and it just gets taller and taller and taller until it's about 8 foot standing on its back legs.
Rip.
Can you make fear tests, please?
Nice knowing you, Hux.
So they are logical.
Empathy?
Empathy?
Yeah, is it empathy? Yeah. Just your base stat in there, yeah. I feel like, it's like, oh, sure, you're not supposed to look at the thing. What am I supposed to do? Just look away while it tears me apart? Like,
Yes.
it's not
Yeah,
a
you
great
can look at
state,
it
is
at some point.
I'm safe. Ugh.
Oh my god, no successes.
I'm wondering whether I should push it on this, but it's not one of the ones that kills you if you push it, is it?
You
Might
have
be.
to be careful here because depending
Yeah,
on
I
its
know.
fear score, yeah,
We can't know its fear score. Surely it can't be as bad as a
Do
giant.
I tell you the fear score? I don't know.
I
Whether
don't know.
It's like...
Is it likely to frighten
mean,
us?
Pushing, you're going to get a maximum
Yeah.
of like 4
Describe
more
how
roll
scary
dice.
it is, Johnny. Is it like, or is it like running, screaming, losing your mind?
Don't forget that you can each add +1 dice because you have another player present.
Oh yeah, come on,
in the
final
scene.
dice. Oh.
Yay, that was one.
Oh well.
How many total dice do you roll? Would you be re-rolling, Sam?
I just added 1 dice. It's a total of 5.
But if you've pushed,
I'll be rolling 5.
that's too many. You have no successes. If it was 1 or 2, I'd say do it. But with 5 dice, you're not going to get anything good.
Oh,
Just waiting for Johnny's verdict on if we should
in
hear.
the example for a fear test, the games master says what the fear value is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you
It's
go.
2.
Okay, so that will give
Okay.
us 2 stress for failing, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's worth pushing
Yeah.
that. Because you're not going to... A fail will give you 3, but that's not instant death, and 2 stress is good to
So
lock down.
on failure you become terrified,
Mhm.
and you roll a 6-sided die to see how many rounds it takes you to regain control of yourself. And then you then suffer the number of mental conditions equal to the fear value.
Yeah.
Each success on your fear test reduces the number that affects you by.
I'm gonna re-roll for this one. That seems worth it to me. Okay, I got 1 success. I'm angry,
But
I am not going to re-roll.
but I'm not terrified. Is the thing, I think,
Uh,
because I didn't fail.
But
or does it
you
have the same thing?
pushed. So
Yeah,
you've got,
so-
you take 2.
I still take 2, but I avoid
Yeah.
the terror. Right? That's the advantage of that. Because
I
if you,
think you avoid the terror if you get any successes.
yeah, that was what I was thinking. So it does.
Yes.
So it was worth pushing in that circumstance. Assuming that's true.
Wait.
No, you need 2 successes to not become
Okay.
terrified.
So basically, I gave myself exactly the same as if I'd failed the first roll.
Yeah.
Oh well, it's not worse then.
but you frightened on your own terms, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're still in charge.
I
of your
made
own
myself angry, and then it made me frightened, rather than it making me angry and frightened.
And John, did you say that B succeeded?
1 success.
Okay. Okay. So still terrified. So
Yeah.
can you both roll a d6 for the number of rounds that you will be?
2.
4.
Okay. So it's up to you two how you want to role play that. So Sam, you'll be 12 seconds, and John will be 24.
Well,
It
if I
depends what
were...
it's doing. Is it? Sorry, go on, John.
No, you go.
I was like fight, flight, or freeze, and I was like, if it's coming at me, I'll fight it. But if it's running away from me, then I probably freeze. So it depends what it does.
Also, what are Constance and Gale doing? Because
I was shored up to still trying to stop this thing getting through the
100%.
door.
And my plan is to start talking to the werewolf in the most calming and rational way I can, using an inspiration roll, which I'm going to do anyway, even if because I would be doing that. Maybe the werewolf will hear from the other side of the thing. I don't know where the werewolf is, so I'm going to talk.
okay. Stepping towards you with these long, sort of limbering legs that look like it should need to be on all fours, but it's maintaining its upright position as it steps towards you. There's probably, when you set off, 20 feet between you and the creature as it starts to walk towards you.
I probably draw my now very small looking silver knife and hold it out in front of me. And don't move an inch otherwise.
Okay.
I think if B were wandering through the forest and suddenly stumbled across a predator that's 8 foot tall with lots of teeth, her first reaction might just be to shoot it. So that is what I'm going to try and do.
Okay. So, Sam, in terms of the options of flee, freeze, faint, or attack, I suppose you're freezing.
Yeah.
Would you say?
I think
Yeah.
I'm more or less freezing, yeah.
Okay. And B is attacking. Would you like to make a roll?
Yes. So I have lightning reflexes, so I can draw my weapon without using an action. So I can just
Great.
get my gun.
Shoot from the hip.
Yep. It is 9 from my skills, plus 2 from my actual rifle.
We asked the question in chat, did B have any silver bullets?
No, Henry had them
course.
all.
Why did you not give B sub, Henry?
I'm not sure pistol bullets would fit my rifle.
Yeah, that is a good point.
I don't know enough about guns to know, but
You could drop one in the end and hope that the
Yeah.
rifle.
If you just
round
fling the rifle
pushes-
over your head like
pushes
that,
the
it'll
silver
fire.
bullet
Yeah.
into.
that is 3 successes.
Nice work. Okay. Sorry. there was
Poor
one thing I just need to
werewolf.
check a second.
I wouldn't be too worried about the werewolf just yet.
Poor us.
Poor werewolf, as I said.
This is what Gail's saying on the other side of the door. At least you're going to hear a gunshot now.
Yes, you do hear a gunshot. And I think it's probably near enough for Henry to also hear a gunshot.
And, this suburb of London.
I think you do, Steve.
Sorry, I just lost you there. Was that a what are you doing question?
Does upon hearing the gunshot.
All right. How far am I away from Rose House?
Were you making... I know you'll have been making a haste back there, but were you running, do you think?
Yes.
Or, yeah? I would say you are 2/3 of the way to Rose House.
I have a crazy plan.
Do it. The werewolf's coming for you anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna continue. I'll regret this because you'll all die, but I'm going to continue running on to Rose House.
Are you
To be
going to
fair,
wrap yourself in bacon and run around London trying to get the chase?
You've earned an out for confronting dangerous beasts after last time.
It's true.
Bonneville just keeps running past Rose House.
God, yeah.
Okay. So Mosling and Constance are heading round.
I guess so.
Yep.
Okay.
I guess so.
Okay. B shoots it, hits it in the shoulder, and its arm kind of swings backwards. Well, front leg, arm, whatever. I don't know. Swings backwards, and then it sort of glares at you. And we should probably do initiative. I can't remember how we did initiative last time.
And fear tests for me and Constance, or
You're not round the corner yet.
right. I've done mine already anyway.
Okay, fine. Because it's the draw
Maybe
thing.
it won't be
Usually
scary by the time we
initiative
round
is-
the corner.
What was that? Run around the corner with your eyes closed, aren't you?
So maybe it won't
Well,
be scary by the time we get there. It'll have.
Yeah,
moved
it'll be
back.
fine.
let's hope. I mean,
can't remember.
there'll be.
That bodes well.
Is a werewolf that's got a big hole in its chest more or less scary than a werewolf without a big hole in its chest?
Let's
Initiative
just.
page 58.
Yeah, it's like a draw from.
Oh, playing cards 1 to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. one
Okay,
D10
yeah,
makes
let's do
sense.
what Steve's put in there. A D10 roll, lowest goes first. If you don't have a D10 with you, because it's not a D10 system, use Google, I guess.
I rolled 6.
I rolled a 1. Bodes well for my rolling tonight.
So, Inga, Sam, Justin, me.
Does the werewolf roll?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, cool. So, Constance comes around the corner. Can you make a fear test, please, Inga? Don't forget. Don't you have the?
I've
Like
got a bunch
the-
of stuff for fear, yeah.
Yeah.
So, with.
So,
I've got 2
so you'll
successes.
add- Oh, okay,
yeah,
fine.
so I've added for being with people. I've also got some talents and stuff. But that was 2 successes out of 3, 6, 9, 12 dice.
How many
That's
dice do we have to people?
precisely as many as it should be.
So 2. So
You'll get to add 3, Justin, for 3 other player characters with you.
Really could have done with that.
So that means I'm not afraid, right?
Correct.
I am going to yell. If it's Henry you're after, you're going to have to go and wait him out at Rose's house.
There's a shortcut if you go through this.
I am trusting that Henry will have got there, and that he can't get into Rose's house. This was why I wanted to send Henry away. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna shout and say. You won't find him here. You'll find him at Rose's house. You have to wait him out there.
There's also bacon.
And I will just be, to no mechanical effect, but I will just be holding my little, not like my little kind of locket with my crucifix and stuff, my little sort of, oh, what's it called? The
stabby
item
cross.
thing, my memento. Yeah, I'm just sort of fiddling with that a little bit and really trying to be brave, talking to this werewolf.
Okay. It seems a little like it's weighing up what to do for a second. It kind of pauses its stepping forwards. But it doesn't leave yet. Do you want to do anything else? I'm not going to take that vocalization as your action if you want to do something else. But if you're waiting to see how it reacts, that would probably take your turn.
That was really all I wanted to do. So yeah.
Justin?
What does Inga see as a consequence of B shooting?
Also,
Like-
can I
like-
take back that I don't want to do anything
Oh,
else? and
like-
say, actually, my action would be to dodge, but I'm preparing myself to dodge if I need,
Okay.
jump out the way if I need to. But
Like a wound, do you mean, Justin?
Yeah, well, I mean, is its arm hacking off, or is it grinning and smiling with its wolfish teeth?
No, so that there is a visible wound like you would expect on a human or an animal in its shoulder. A little bit of sort of matted, like blood matted fur. It's not hanging off, but it clearly has received an injury. It's not like it's impervious to anything.
Cool.
Sam, you are frozen. Do you want to role play anything for your round of combat?
I think I take like a single half step forward, and that's it.
Okay. The Justin isn't yet round the corner, so we might get to use that dodge, Inga. Yeah, so it does come at you, Inga, and swings a claw. Do you want to try and dodge? Okay, how that works in combat.
I surely do. Yes. So agility to dodge.
Yeah.
So that's not loads of dice for me. One success.
Okay. You managed to avoid this attack. So yeah, you've kind of prepared yourself, maybe in the knowledge that you're the one that sort of garnered its attention by speaking to it and potentially provoking it, as much as you were trying to, but you kind of think, oh, maybe it will. So you've prepared yourself and you're ready, and sort of you maybe feint a little one way and it swings that way and you just move the other way. But it is now this sort of lumbering, it's probably, I don't know how tall Constance is, but I'm imagining it's 2.5 foot taller than Constance, like between 2.5 and 3 foot taller. So it's a pretty imposing presence in front of her, and you kind of see this drool coming from its mouth, and you can smell the blood from the injury in its shoulder. Justin comes around the corner. You said you've already made a fear test for Gale.
Yeah. So I pushed, which got me 3 successes.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So you see this scene of Hux is kind of just standing in this pose.
Cool.
I picture still pointed at where the wolf was. Like your head may have turned, but your sort of bodily focus is in the direction of where it was, not where it is now. B, kind of probably retraining the weapon, and this very large creature bearing down on Constance.
I would like to try to calm the creature again, preferably with an inspiration roll. But if that's not the right roll, then let me know.
Yeah, sure.
Right. So I will be rolling 8 dice and probably pushing. And because I have Wordsmith, I don't take any condition penalties for this roll. I roll 1 success, but I will push if it will. If it would help.
It would. Well, I can't tell you it would help, but it's
would more I guess
more successes are required.
Good.
Something tells me talking down a werewolf might be somewhat difficult.
Hey, look,
I would
this is
say
Gale
that
Mossy Force Mark.
I would say that Gale kind of attempts a little,
If basically, I guess if it
and
looks
then
like
realizes that he needs to
through.
increase. Yeah, he needs to ramp up the effort.
I can get you 2 successes. 2 successes.
Okay.
I'm now frightened and hopeless.
That fits. You, similarly to Constance's initial conversation with it, it seems to be contemplating your attempts to calm it. But it's not going anywhere. What I will give you is that because you got 2 successes, it normally acts twice in a round. It's got 2 initiatives. I will say that it skips the next one because you've managed to distract it enough to hold its attention for that time. So John, it is now B's action. Steve, Henry gets back to Rose House. I'm playing fast and loose-ish with the times for the dramatic.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and have another shot.
Yep. I'm assuming, I don't know about your weapon, but I'm assuming there's not like a turn to reload. It's like a fast action to...
Yeah, I believe so.
I also love the image of this with Gale going like, calm, it's all going to be fine. It's all
fine.
Firing rounds into the thing at the same time.
For the next 3 rounds, B is going to be shooting it.
Yeah.
There's no getting around.
It's going to go, calm down.
It's like the reverse, though, where normally B's like, cool it, calm down, let's be chill with the Vaesen, and Constance is like, no, drown it in holy water. And now we've got the reverse. As soon as guns are involved, B's like, yeah, I'm firing.
It took me by surprise, I'm just gonna trigger finger. 2 successes.
How was... Okay.
And my rifle does have 2 damage on it.
Okay. Okay. Right, great. What I would say the angle that you will be at, bearing in mind it's attacking Constance, you'll probably sort of side onto it. So you hit it in the same shoulder, but like on the side of it rather than on the front.
Okay.
It's it kind of shuffles a little to that side as the force of it hits. And you see it's kind of righting itself a little, and it looks a little sort of out of it for a second. Inga.
Oh boy, that initiative comes around real quick. I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna say you won't get what you want here. Like you go back. You know where he is. And I'm just gonna get ready to try and dodge again. I don't know if there's any if I can similarly do like a manipulation or something roll for or empathy type roll to try and.
I think the calm down is going out the window when he's getting shot.
Well, I'm not saying calm down. I'm saying go fight somewhere else.
Yeah, you can make a roll. You also notice though that it's sort of like it's looking a little out of it, and you're not sure. I'll tell you ahead of time that you're not sure if you'll be able to get through to it in its current. It's looking a little discombobulated by what's just happened.
Constance is like, you don't have to stop being a werewolf, but you can't do it here.
Basically, yeah. I presumably discombobulated doesn't necessarily translate to weaker, but maybe more able to be restrained, not by Constance, just more of an observation than a plan.
In its current state, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's 2 successes on that roll to tell it to sod off.
Okay. Yeah, it kind of and looks like it's looking you dead in the eyes.
I am going to do the same again. Just prepare myself to sort of leap out of the way again and dodge.
Okay. Sam, what's Hux doing?
Okay,
this is a second frozen round, isn't it?
Oh,
this is only round 2.
Yeah. I was just going to say, can you imagine if through all this we just set it after Bonneville? Bonneville got like 5 minutes, 30 seconds around the corner, and just tripped and twisted his ankles just there, like in the street. And we're like, go get Bonneville, go get Bonneville.
Bonneville's like, I've got a perfect plan. Steps out of the door and just gets completely bodied by a werewolf.
Okay, yeah, I'm freezing. I guess I would love to go and help Constance, but I cannot. I've just turned to face it, not moving still.
it's now turning and going for B, since it's been attacked. It is currently down some dice, you'll be glad to know. Which does mean I've got 2 successes on the attacks. And in the interest of transparency, like if you want to make any kind of protection-y thing, have you got anything to help you?
Well,
I
think
fast
the
action
parry-
dodge.
I think the parry and the fast action says they're
I think these are only if you're not
reactions you can
afraid.
take.
Not only if you're not
Oh,
terror though, because you have to have
yeah.
actions available to you. I think.
Yeah.
Although I haven't taken an action yet this turn.
But you don't have any
No,
actions
it's-
available at all because it's
Oh.
a fear thing.
Yeah, because you're just attacking.
That means
That's right.
Yeah.
you're out of it. That's how I thought
That's
that
rough.
worked.
Okay. Have you got any physical conditions at the moment, John?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
You have 3 now.
Oh, okay.
Yikes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Justin. Basically, B gets clattered to the floor.
Yeah.
Well, with this creature's good arm, it swings round and basically B comes off the ground by a couple of feet, and then drops. You're still holding the rifle.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm gonna grab Hux by the arm and pull him away from the situation, like back around.
I'm about to get my actions again. Don't do that.
Well, I don't know that. Look, B's
It's
B's
fair,
dead.
it's fair.
That's basically where I'm at. Like, it was real nice.
I think I'm difficult to move either way, actually. But yeah,
That's fair enough. I mean, I can't do like I have 2 physique. I'm not going to be taking on the werewolf.
time to get.
I
the
have no
camera out.
ranged weapons. The talking is finished. Time to start the running. So I'm going to be shouting to. I'm going to telling Constance to run, and I'm going to be trying to get Hux to run physically if he's frozen.
Okay. Okay. Now that B is down on the floor, and you are the most active, Gale, it swings for you.
Go for it. So, do I have an action to spend on a dodge or not?
Yes, I would say that you haven't used an action per se this turn.
And
You've been
is that an
given
agility roll
bonuses.
then?
So basically, you tell me that you're going to dodge or parry.
not?
Then
Not parry.
like you have to say whether you're going to use your action for that basically before I make the roll,
Yeah, I am.
which you have done. So now I'll roll and see if I hit, and if I hit, you can then make the roll.
Well, I made the roll anyway, which is 0 successes.
Oh.
I could push though.
Werewolf. Yeah,
It would
I
be
think you
physical.
push.
Will be physical, and if I push and then I take 3 damage, then
Well,
that's.
it sounds like it doesn't matter from Johnny's face.
Well, I mean, I died trying to save Hux. We can all remember that happened.
You can only take 4 conditions, so you might as well try. That looks like a face of lol.
I can only take 4 conditions, so I might as well try.
Maybe we'll get some more insights at the end of all of this. Who knows?
Well,
Maybe.
like
You're ready
like
for
you
the
can only
remaining-
take. You can only take 4 conditions, so you might as well try is dangerous when there might be 4 conditions coming your way anyway.
Yeah, I think I'm not going to push because I'm not
Okay.
going to get another success out of these dice.
Yeah,
yeah.
basically a similar thing happens to with B, apart from this is worse.
Cool.
And you end up with everybody else essentially sees you drop to the floor with sort of a scratch through your clothing.
Yeah, trying to save Hux. That's how I died. Remember that.
I'll get you a drink if you live.
And yeah, Mosling essentially sort of ragdoll rolls across the floor after being heaved by this creature. Steve, is Henry on his way back?
Henry will be. So I don't know how you want to cover this, but essentially, Henry will have run into Rose's house. He was thinking on the way back, maybe do we have some sleeping draft? Can we get some meat with some sleeping draft? But I think Henry will run to the weapons corridor, look around, like kind of slightly lost, and will be calling for Apple and finding the cupboard and just saying, my friends are in danger. Are you able to there's a werewolf. Can you put it to sleep? Can you put things to sleep? We really need your help. I'll do anything.
Okay. I imagine that you sound very fraught.
That's fair,
have
yeah.
you just run in and left the doors open?
Yes.
Okay. The door to the cupboard essentially flings open and it kind of smacks back against the wall and then is closed again. It's gone with such force. And you feel this wind whoosh past you and basically head out of the door.
I will stagger around for a couple of seconds and then I might try picking up some holy water or something. I don't know. It's going to take too long to find the stuff for warding, isn't it?
It's up to you. You don't know exactly what's going on. I mean, you've heard the gunshot, so you can guess.
No, I'll rush back with my gun. Yeah.
You were in the act of doing warding practice before we headed out, so you might have some stuff
It's a good point.
pre-made up.
In a pal.
And Constance has holy water with her.
Shall I roll a d6, 1 to 3? I can find stuff quickly.
Yes, that
1.
works.
Yep. Okay. I rolled a 1,
Cool.
so I'm able to grab some stuff, and then I'll run out again, I guess. Getting lots of exercise.
It's like zombies run, but with werewolves. It's like just getting a really good workout.
Okay. Right. Everyone who is there. So it's John's turn in the round, isn't it? It's B's turn. But all you can do is attack. So let's do that first. And when we get round to the next round, because obviously Sam becomes unfrozen, I'll explain then what is going on.
Can I attack from a prone position as well? Or do I?
I'm happy with that. I don't see an issue with you firing a rifle from sort of lying back position.
Cool. I've forgotten how many dice I had set out, but now fewer because of all of the pain. So 5 plus 4 minus 3, 6 plus 2, 8. 3 successes.
Okay.
You're scary with that rifle, man. That's yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, because it's swung to hit Mosling, it's essentially front onto you now, and you hit it in the rib cage somewhere. You're not exactly sure where, and it yelps and staggers backwards, and then lumbers away. So Constance and Hux, you see that Gale does not look good. And you think probably quite desperately needs some medical attention. When it comes around to Bee's turn, she's still got one round of needing to try and attack the creature. So we'll deal with that when we get to it. What do you guys want to do? So I mean, Inga is first. So
the werewolf is actually like going. It's
yes, it's heading away from you.
Leaving the area. I will run over to Mosling is the most clearly hurt. I mean, B was on the floor first, but Mosling is pretty apparent.
Mosling is unconscious with some large rips in his chest.
I mean, I'm going to go over and just do what I can. Spent some time, in hospitals, hoping I'll pick something up along the way, even if it's not very skillful. Pressing wounds closed or anything that I can try and do to just try and help Mosling not die.
Yeah, so a medicine roll, please.
Okay, I don't think I get to add anything to this, so it's but my precision's okay. Okay, that is 2 successes.
Okay, nice. So I believe that also, so that like stabilizes you, so it removes broken, and I think it also removes another condition, physical
I
condition.
think that's what played out last time. Yeah.
So yeah, Constance does, maybe some sort of subconscious knowledge. Maybe I'm sure that Constance would attribute it to sort of godly assistance.
I'm fine with that.
She's volunteered at hospitals, which I think she recognizes that this is a medical thing. But the reason she's done that is because of her faith. So it's all ultimately
whatever. As long as I'm not dead, I'm pretty happy with it.
So yeah, Mosling actually sort of slowly comes around. You are in a great amount of pain from these great slashes across your chest, but they're no longer like the bleeding is stopping. They're sort of compressed. Cool. I imagine Constance has maybe taken some of the ripped sections of some of your clothes and tied them into a compress kind of thing around those areas.
I don't know how I'm going to be able to explain this when I get home.
Don't need to worry about that just yet. Just focus on getting better.
Is the werewolf still like? What's the current pose?
So let's. What is Hux doing?
Yeah, it's definitely backed away. Can we still see it, or is it like sprinted flat away from us, sort of thing? Okay, I guess.
No, it's not. It's not really in a state to sprint at the moment. Okay. You think that? I mean, it's still. It's moving on 4 legs as much as one of the front ones is sort of limping almost on the 4th leg. You would have to run to be keeping up with it still.
See, my top priority would be Gale, but I think Constance has dealt with that. So I think it's between is B going to live and is this werewolf going to get away? Now I'm out of my fear. I think Hux probably will run after the werewolf, I think. Because I don't know what else is going to happen. I've seen it's badly injured, so I'm just hoping I'll be able to subdue it and the rest of us will be able to stop
with what?
Myself.
Just gonna tackle, try and pull it down and attack. Oh my god.
Well, you know, he was trying to shoulder charge doors a couple of weeks ago. So
How has Hux lived as long as he has?
He's
The
got
backstory
a
falls apart.
He's got a lot of scars.
What a fool!
Sam, can you please make me an agility roll to see if you can catch up to the...
Sure. I'm not running straight at it trying to shoulder barge it now. I'm just chasing to see what it does, I think, first of all, by the way. 1, 2, 5. Oh, dice on the floor. I'll just roll another one. That is 1 success.
Okay, yeah, so you managed to... You can gain on it.
Okay, cool.
Slightly.
Yeah, I'm just following it. I'm not, like, trying to jump upon it, I suppose.
Okay. And B has a final attack.
Is it within eyesight, or is it going around the corner?
Yeah, you can see it. Although you might have to kind of lean around Hooks a little.
Or not.
I'm gonna... Does it take an action to stand up to your feet? Stand up?
I'm fine that you can move yourself to be able to...
You're in a shooting position, a perfect firing position.
It's...
Yeah, right. I'll take the shot where I am.
Okay. Gives a roll.
Oh god. No, I won't. I will stand up and I will move into a non... I've just forgotten how many I had to roll. 9 minus 3 plus 8. One success.
Okay. You can't tell from here if you've hit it. Hooks sees like it does hit, but it's like a little nick off the side of it. So Sam, Hooks is not attacking it at present.
I mean, what does it look like? Does it look like it's about to drop unconscious? Or does it look like it's about to run away? Okay. I'm not going to leap upon a werewolf that looks still capable and able. I'm just following it, unless it turns around to...
It's pretty battered, but you definitely don't you don't think that if no further harm is done to it, you don't necessarily think it's going to expire of its own accord.
Yeah. Okay. It's not the equivalent of 1 hit point. I will just follow. You know, I'm still thinking this is a werewolf that's loose in London. I don't want to lose sight of it. So.
Okay. Okay, so Steve, Henry was heading back out. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I will yell something incoherent to Hawkins. Maybe ask him to stay by the front door. Just keep it ajar.
I had an amazing image of one of us running
Wear
up
my
the door
hat.
screaming.
Wear my
coat.
Okay, so John B is now back in the room, as it were. So you three are all in, varying degrees of damage. And Hooks has run off after the creature.
We can't let Hux go off on his own.
I don't think Mosling's in much shape to be running after. But we need to get back to Rose's house, so that it'll be going after Henry. I hope he's still in there and safe behind those wards.
Can you walk?
I'll try and help you up.
Oh no, I'm fine. I look incredibly pale.
if you want to go on ahead, B, to try and find Hux, I can walk with Musling.
No, I can go. I can go. I can keep up. I can keep up.
Just to check, sorry,
It doesn't affect my speed.
Which direction is the werewolf going in? Not that I'm there to
Okay,
see.
so you're obviously, let's say that it is an L shape, like or like an upside down L shape to get from Rose House to the warehouse, roughly, with some wiggles. It is now sort of one street over, but going up the upside down L. That makes sense.
So for us who've seen it run off, it does appear to be heading in the direction of Rose House, the direction I was saying, go that way. It's gone that way rather than off in the other direction somewhere. From what
although you were in the way of it going the other way. So if it has kind of been hit and turned tail and run, it's running away from you. As much as it's running towards Rose House, it is also running away from you.
Because I'll be following the path that we'd taken originally.
Yeah.
Does it show any evidence of knowing I'm following it? I'm not, being
no,
I'm not.
It's kind of in its own. And what actually happens is that it comes out into a slightly more major street.
Are there people here?
There are.
Oh, now I'm tempted to try and stop it.
But none of them can see Vaesen.
Yeah, nobody is reacting.
Okay, yeah, I will be at the point of about to be like, maybe I should do something because I'm not sure if people can, and then looking around, gauging
A
that.
crazed vagabond running through the streets of London.
As long as it doesn't seem interested in any of them, I'm going to leave it be.
That is so wild. Like, just this, no one else can see it.
Mm-hmm. So people are just walking down the street and bumping into this thing, just like, huh. That was a strange smell.
Oh, the breeze seems to have torn Jim's head off.
Yeah, assuming that the wolf doesn't seem interested in anyone, I will just follow a bit behind, gritting my teeth.
Okay. Are you holding the silver knife?
No, the silver knife is now away.
Huck's just running through the crowd with a knife.
Anyone looking directly at me will definitely, they'll probably do a double take at why does that wild man look, but they probably won't stare too long because they'll probably look a bit dangerous at this point.
They'll be more concerned about why such a reprobate has silver. Where did he steal it from?
That is away, yeah. Yeah, presumably the wolf doesn't show interest in anyone, right, Jonny? It's not like, about to eat anyone.
No.
Cool.
And then it tucks down a side alley. And you then suddenly realise that you're on Milner's Street. And it basically pushes the door open with its good shoulder and goes inside. Leaves the door open.
Presuming B is caught up with me now.
I think I took a brief pause on the way there to I don't know how I would naturalistically do this, but basically pause and take a look at my memento, which is a small bottle of perfume that was miraculously not smashed. That's why I was looking at it, because I was making sure it wasn't damaged. And then I healed 2 conditions, and I have made my way up with Rosie on my heels.
Yeah, I will hover at the...
Presumably just barking and running around during that entire last, 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. It was 30 seconds, wasn't it?
Mosling and Constance still where you were?
No, we're making good time with behind B.
Oh, okay, cool.
I think, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I will wait at the entrance to the alley for B and the others to catch up then. Assuming he looks like he stayed in the house.
Justin and Inga, can you make me vigilance rolls, please?
Vigilance roll. Do I have to... How do I can do things to ignore conditions on everything, but apparently not for vigilance? Ridiculous. My character is not optimized.
One success.
And that is why we do this.
Nil successes because I am both frightened and something else.
Okay, Inga, Constance notices a sort of whoosh passing by from behind you, which actually goes against the very mild wind, which is kind of a headwind. You feel this sort of woomph, sort of between you and Mosling. You don't see anything, but you feel this gust of wind almost.
I don't think I will outwardly react, but I will just be a bit kind of curious and hope it's something nice.
Sam, is Hux waiting outside Milner's house?
Yeah, I don't go in. I think I even wait a little bit down the alley for the others to catch up. I'm not acting immediately unless it looks like he's gone anywhere, or he's destroying the house or doing anything else.
Okay, so in that case, everybody will end up there because this is the way that Bonneville would come anyway. Now that you've cut across, so Bonneville arrives and sees B and Mosling in a real
good
state.
to see you all right, Hux, Bonneville.
I'll be panting heavily from having run further than
Is it in the house? Should we barricade the door?
Wait, just it limp back in. I reckon it'll probably change now if we just leave it for a bit.
And B's here, right?
I am. I'm looking fairly rough, but
That rifle of yours did work against it.
it did.
Lucky us.
We don't need the silver after all.
Sorry, I
go
didn't go for you, B. I thought you were dead.
I'll let it slide, Mosling.
Sorry, I didn't move. Gail, I was a bit shocked.
Preoccupied.
Yeah.
You can all hear if you're near. Well, you're down the alley a little, aren't you? You're not near the door.
I think we should be barricading this door. So
Maybe move closer then at least.
Okay. You can all hear heavy breathing from inside. B notices it as a similar pattern to before, where it's like sort of half and half heavy human breathing and beast-like growl, snarly kind of breathing.
I could try and have a few words and calm him down if you like.
maybe best to just leave him to calm. If he's taken himself home, maybe that's a good thing.
I asked for some help.
Looking at you
I'll
quizzically.
yes, look at B and, And I think I will approach the door.
Sam, can you make me a vigilance roll, please?
Sure. So I do get to ignore my conditions by vigilance roll because I am suspicious. But I don't succeed anyway. I'm not going to push because I don't have many pushes left.
Okay. Okay, Steve, Henry's heading towards the door.
Carefully looking around for signs of, activity.
Mm-hmm. So you can hear this breathing from inside. And you feel a whoosh past you.
Sort of spin round as it goes past. Going into the house, is that?
Yeah. And then you hear that sort of breathing oscillation. You can hear it now between the two things. And at one point, when it's like the heavy human panting, you hear, "Please, just do it." And then the breathing stops. And you feel a whoosh past your head. And Sam, can you make me a vigilance roll again?
Sure. I fail again.
Okay.
What, the breathing stops, or I will look inside.
So you go upstairs, and the scene is much as I described to Justin earlier, what Gail saw. And lying on the bedroom floor is Jeffrey Milner, and he has 3 bullet wounds that you can see, which all seem to be in a state of almost being healed. Like they're sort of beginning to look like scar tissue almost. And then you see what looks like a stab wound. With
Okay.
like a reasonably small sort of, like maybe a small silver knife.
Silver knife. Right. I will check for a pulse. This is not what I had requested, but
I will have followed you in if you've head upstairs, so presumably.
Sure,
The
yeah.
stairs are up there now.
There is no pulse.
is there a sign of a knife around, or did that? He's dead.
Must have been the wounds he sustained.
What happened?
I heard him say, "Please do it," and then his breathing stopped. I had hoped. Well, we were helped, but not in the way that I thought. Look, there's a knife wound.
Is that you, Hux?
No.
I, whether it's pointless or not, I will be trying to do something about the wound. Rush over and try.
I presume. Yeah, I presume the knife wound is over the heart.
Yes.
Hux, do you still have that knife on you?
I will check.
You do. Do you take it out of wherever it is?
Yeah, I'll have a look.
There is some blood on it.
Oh no.
I'll look at it confused for a second and go, but I didn't touch him.
Apple did.
I feel like I'll actually drop the knife in shock.
I'll be helping out. I'll be offering assistance if there's any medical roll to roll for Constance.
I will be standing in the doorway looking slightly pale.
I will shoot a quick daggers at Bonneville when I hit Apple, but will focus on still trying to, wounds.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask you to roll because there's nothing that you can do about it. But yeah, you both try and you see if But yeah, you're like, I think you're probably far enough into this now to realize that even if there was something that you could do in a normal situation, like somebody wouldn't necessarily have died that quickly in a standard, if this had just happened. And it's certainly that there's no huge amount of blood or anything. So you don't think that this is a totally standard thing.
We're going to have to do something about the body.
I will just start saying some prayers and things, very pointedly ignoring the others and focusing on Milner.
I think we need to think very carefully before asking for help again.
Well,
safe to say they don't think like we do, even if they do think.
I suppose so. But it sounds like, it sounds like the situation was desperate.
He came to us for help. This was what he deserved. Even though he was hunting you. He showed up of his own choice.
It's not the time, Hux.
He's right, though. We shouldn't have let him go.
I should have tried to stop him.
Again.
I should have tried to stop him when he was heading back here.
Still, now we have... I don't know what we do. So, can I examine these bullet holes from the point of view of how like unnatural they look? Does it just look like he's been shot 3 times and then partially healed, or is it?
Yes, but I think you're aware that these are from B.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
yeah. So they're sort of in the early stages of scar tissue from about 2 minutes.
Well, I don't know what we do here. Do we?
I think maybe we could say some kind of escaped animal. The bullet wounds will look like they're old, maybe from a month ago. I've got these injuries. B has injuries. I think a knife wound could be mistaken for something else.
Jerry said he saw a wolf.
Maybe it's that, or drop him in the Thames.
I think Hux has left the room now. He's very frustrated.
We're not dropping him in the Thames.
Then I would go with this first story. We can sell it to the papers. He can be a hero.
Fine. We've got to talk about that killer that's now apparently residing in the house.
Oh dear. I think Hux has now pieced together that the knife was stolen from me, and I am out in the alleyway and I'm heading straight back to Rose's house without telling anyone. I'm angry.
Mr. Bonneville, perhaps we were attacked. He was injured. We brought him home to his house and he died here. And now we can call the police. Tell them there's an animal on the loose. And hopefully our friend will help quieten all of this up.
Yes, I think we ought to do that. People will have heard the gunshots and things.
I suppose. Well, I best get in touch with Officer Marks then.
You'd better rest up as well, Mosling. Either get yourself back or...
I'll stay here until the police arrive. I think it will, like pointing to myself, it will lend credence to the story.
Yes, I suppose you ought to stay as well, though I expect they'll want to question us once they arrive.
But thank you, sister, for looking after me.
Thank you for looking after Hux.
Okay. I think everybody has probably noticed that Hux has left.
It seemed like he just stepped outside for a breather, right?
That's true.
Yeah, that was what it was.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah, I guess I was going to maybe...
A few minutes
Bonneville
passed.
hasn't already started heading to go get the police. I mean, that would probably be the thing. I suggest that Bonneville goes to do that. So I guess maybe Bonneville would spot, or not spot, Hux, I don't know.
I will mention at some point that Huck should probably throw that knife in the Thames as soon as possible. Which I more sort of generally announced to the room as the next person to see Hux should
It's
say
on the floor
this.
in the room. I dropped it.
Oh,
So it's in front of you.
Is this cutlery, does it have hallmarks of Rose House by any chance?
No, it's not like monographed or anything. It's just, yeah.
The Apollonian Society. Care of.
Wielded by one Hux Huxley.
Then maybe
okay.
suggest to Bonneville that he takes it out to throw it into the Thames on the way to report to the police.
Okay, so is everyone else... So Bonneville's going to the police station. Hux is going back to Rose's house. Are the other three of you staying?
That's my plan.
Everyone's
To wait for the police to finish up, like tidy it all up together.
Yeah, I think I'm going to stay with the body and maybe watch it a bit.
Okay. Cool. So Hux arrives back on the street where Rose's house is. You see that the front door is open, and that Hawkins is standing talking to somebody at the front door. And you step up the first couple of steps, and a woman turns and says, "Ah, you must be Mr. Huxley. Linnea Elphaclint, lovely to meet you." And we'll leave it there.
Amazing.
That's the perfect moment for me to respond to that.
Our most respectable member to meet the very important
Who
person.
is currently angry and frightened and has a very cool person they're hunting.
That's good.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks, folks, for watching as well. I'll do all the stuff before I forget it. So links to everything below the stream. So please come join the Discord and chat to us on there. Please, if you have any questions or comments about the session, put them in the chat. Oh, yep, that's already gone in the chat. Great. And let's do XP before I forget, because you'll get a few this time, I think. I know that Justin will be vying for the taking risks to protect another.
Well, but clearly that's the only reason I do anything.
All
at
for the XP, yeah.
All for
Was
the
it
XP.
taking risks or taking a definite attack? I don't know. Like it wasn't,
I didn't know I was going to be attacked. From my perspective, it was the least risky thing to do.
I must
Okay,
admit, I would
Pats-
be. Go on.
Go on, Sam.
I was just going to say, I think we all probably took risks this time going after a wolf and all that.
Participating in the session, confronting any Vaesen. You didn't identify a previously unknown Vaesen. I'll leave it up to you whether you were affected by your dark secret, because that's a secret. Did you take risks to protect other people? I'll say that you could all have that. Have you learned anything? I think you have learned
about the
things.
wounds and how. Yeah, that was interesting.
the wounds and the full moon for the name.
Yeah. You haven't developed anything in your headquarters. I still don't know what this extraordinary action is supposed to be. I would be happy to say you performed an extraordinary action.
Yeah, defeating a werewolf seems pretty extraordinary.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, we did.
But like that's also the.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you did because.
By proxy.
Let me tell you about the werewolf. So when you get it to like its final condition on its condition sheet, because that's how the wounds work for the Vaesen, is broken, retreats for 1d6 minutes and heals. Mm-hmm. If damaged by silver, the werewolf dies, which is why I was asking Sam whether Hux was going for it with the knife at that point.
Yeah, my plan was to tackle it and not go with it at the knife at that point, and then I backed off a bit, thinking it's still a werewolf. I should have just tackled it, and I'm really mad about that.
But if you had not done anything, like if nobody had done anything, it was going to come back for probably go straight for Henry because it was out of combat.
Yeah, I was going to try and wrestle it to the ground and hold it down. I've got loads of bonuses to unarmed combat, so I was like, maybe if it's badly wounded, there's a chance I could hold it down and we could restrain it. That was my thinking. Because I roll 12 dice on unarmed combat. I was like, that's pretty good.
Wild animals are famously at their most tame and easy to control when they're backed into a corner and wounded and
given how it was behaving.
Well, Hux in his angered state can just tackle Linnea Elphaclint too. So
exactly. I'm about to go deck a fairy, so we'll see how that goes.
No, Sam, you were about to go try and deck a fairy.
Yeah.
Let's not get too far ahead.
I'm looking forward to this next scene.
I feel like I should take a talent for my near-death experience.
Oh yeah, do you want to say what your wounds and stuff were?
Oh my god,
yeah. Did you hit broken and critical illness injury?
Yeah. So I got internal bleeding, which I as I said to Jonny, it's good that the dice numbers went the other way around because the other way around for the dice was crushed genitals. I don't think the scene could have taken that as Jonny going. The werewolf was just decimated Mosling's genitals.
Oh, Constance was not healing that.
So we're lucky that we got
that. The defect for that is incontinence as well. If you,
which is a move penalty, but instead I have internal bleeding, which is a penalty to force. I have anemia, so that's why I'm so pale, and I will continue to be for the rest of the adventure, and that is a -2 to force. At the end of the adventure, we'll roll to see if it's a permanent anemia. But I think I'll drop the voice next time, but that's the thing.
I think it's fitting with the blood loss from the wound that you could become. You could conceivably be temporarily anemic from that.
It's also
equally trying to if your force thing is anything to do with upper body strength, you won't be giving full strength when you will be in massive pain when you try and do anything.
Yeah,
it's pretty fitting actually as it goes.
It's good. No, I liked it. And I had 5 rounds before I died, so it was good that the healing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not going to have any cool thing like magical sight from this. I'm just going to.
I know. I still can't believe how
difficult lifting.
It's just super badass.
And that means my I've now got 0 on my force rolls because it's the +2 -2.
When you go into
you know what though? After that whole freezing in front of the red cap and with the just like camera out, like you've totally redeemed. Your emotions totally.
I must
redeemed
admit,
yourself
I
there.
was thinking Gale should get the extraordinary action point. Of all of
Yeah.
them in this
Doubtful. No,
Yeah.
getting decked by a whelp is not an extraordinary action. It's incredibly ordinary.
one.
I mean, getting back decked by wolf and surviving is pretty
Well,
extraordinary.
then
Yeah,
Constance
exactly.
should be the battle healer who got the extraordinary action of repairing someone's
Well, and then
destroyed organs
Henry called
with
him the
a
assassin.
bit of sticky
like,
tape.
Yeah.
I had specifically requested sleep, not eternal sleep.
Well,
I
And,
mean,
you know,
death is a kind of sleep.
Stop trying to defend Apple. Apple is a murderous fairy.
Mosling's not going to say "I told you so," but
You
Constance
sent
might.
something you sent something after a dog and said put it to sleep. I don't know what you expected to
Oh
happen.
no.
The total
Wow.
number of XP
Oh, no,
for plus if there was Dark Secret, plus if there was Extraordinary Action. I'll leave those last two to people to decide for themselves. That's fine. Was there anything in the chat, John?
There is. I mean, it all seems wildly like off mood now. Now that all of that has happened.
Mhm.
Should have brought some bacon.
Steve saying should have brought some bacon. We have you saying warehouse.
I like that one a
I
lot.
didn't even get that till now.
I like that one a lot.
We have 4242. I think this was offer him a beef jerky treat. Which I
Yeah.
Good
then followed up
idea.
with try and dose him with a gin ham,
Mhm.
which is a rum ham, but the fancy Victorian
rum ham.
version.
Mhm.
Well, Johnny, I have a question, which is
Yeah.
how did you decide to handle the inspiration roll? Did you do that as damage, or did you do that as like?
So
What
I
mechanic did you do?
rolled. I did it as an opposed roll,
Right.
and I rolled it against the werewolf's manipulation.
Mhm.
And you got one more success than me.
Mhm.
So I think did you get 3 successes, and I think I got 2.
Something like that.
So then I did that. I
Lost
basically gave it a lost action. Yeah. Like there was the possibility that if somebody rolled exceptionally on something like that, and like if I'd failed all my rolls,
You might have done
it
something
could have been
different.
a completely different outcome to the whole thing. They're always like, you know, I try and run it that there's always I'm not railroading anything, and there's multiple ways to solve a puzzle.
I'm really curious if the decisions of last session meant that the like could we have made it so he didn't leave and stayed, and then he wouldn't have turned werewolf at all, and that all happened because that's just like
Yeah,
I was
you
just
can do
thinking
whatever
that.
you want.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
Like if one of you had gone with him,
yeah,
and answered the door, things could. It's all like it all could have always been. I don't have these things like nailed down. I've got like this is the Vaesen that you're dealing with, and I don't have. I want this to go to a combat, or I want this to be dealt with not in a combat. I just have like, you've got all this. You can do what you want with it.
Basically,
this as it crops up.
Basically, this was the arc of regret.
Do you know? There was a moment with the stuff with Apple where I thought I was thinking in my head like as a player like, all right, so if Apple comes in and like cures him or something, is that going to be a thing that makes Constance have to think? Well, actually, you know, can they do some good in the world, and can they, you know, give people peace and undo the harm of like the bad Vaesen curses? And you know, is this going to be a thing that gets her thinking differently? No.
Constance is getting that holy water out again when we get back, aren't you?
Yep. Show me
I'm
those
gonna
pathways.
I'm gonna help you do it.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
Dear.
Mm-hmm.
We also have a thank you. I think it may have already been thanked at the end of Simbaroom, but I can't remember. So just in case, thank you for the follow from Kotal Tankos.
Thank you. Cool. I don't have anything else. So Please join us on the Discord and follow our social media. And if you like what we do, you can support us on Patreon. They're all links to everything below the stream. And we should be on next week. Simbaroom is on Wednesday. Big Wet is on Thursday. That's it. So see you next Monday at the same time. Same bat time, same bat Twitch stream.